I'm Paige Garza, principal at West Pender Middle School, starting my 4th year as the principal here and my 21st year in education and proud mother of 3. Really, my inspiration came in my very first year of teaching, and it came from another principal. I think that when you have an opportunity to work for somebody that inspires you to be your best self and to progress exponentially, you want to have an opportunity to make other people feel that way too. And my inspiration came very early on. Outside of that, I've always believed that education is the great equalizer, and having an opportunity to lead that charge so that our zip code does not dictate our success is a passion of mine. And being in leadership is one of the greatest ways to help initiate that change. Well, I have a lot of hobbies. One of my hobbies is theater, so that's not necessarily a side that my students or staff always see, but since I was very young, I love theater. I love going to the theater. I love being on stage. Social studies was my favorite subject, and I became a high school social studies teacher. And so my 5th grade teacher, Miss Wooten, totally gonna give her a shout out. She just had me completely enthralled with the American Revolution. I was super psyched about it in 5th grade, and that really took me all the way through high school and college. And when I initially went to UNCW for undergraduate work, I really worked to understand how to work in a museum and work with different types of collections of artifacts. So I'm a big history buff. Well, now that I know myself a little better as an adult, I probably would go into some type of structural engineering or architecture. One of the things that I do in my pastime is I draw out blueprints. I have lots of notebooks full of blueprints. My husband and I flip houses when we have time, and I could definitely see myself doing a job, engaging in a job where I really get to build something structural from beginning to end. Best part of my day, number 1, is when I get pulled into a classroom. And what I mean by that is, as a principal, oftentimes as we are out and about in the school, we can feel the excitement and energy of a high quality lesson, and I get giddy about that. I love learning. And so anytime I have an opportunity to get pulled into a lesson, into a classroom where I see students engaged, I see teachers engaged, and there's pure joy around education, that is one of my favorite times of the day. But if I'm being completely honest, one of my favorite times of the day at West Pender Middle School is lunchtime. As a principal, it's the 1 hour of the day where I get to see every student in the school. And if you've ever been to lunch at West Pender Middle School, you also know that we play music, and we may even do a little bit of line dancing. So we have a lot of fun. It's a technology-free zone, so there's no Chromebooks out, there's no cell phones out, and we are really socializing and connecting with each other. If I'm having a bad day, I think that all I really require is just quiet reset. And I think that's true for a lot of people. I really just need a few minutes of quiet. Quiet is where I get my strength and my energy. My middle school self was a little cautious. Maybe we didn't take as many risks as we could have. Maybe we didn't try out for as many sports as we should have, for many opportunities out of fear. Or sometimes when we got a bad grade, I know my middle school self would really internalize that. And I would tell my middle school self that it's middle school and it's okay. We have to fail forward, and every obstacle that comes along the way just helps you grow and learn, and it's not going to completely dictate your future. So anyone that works here at West Pender Middle School knows this, because we have a fresh pot brewing every day, and that is coffee. So coffee is my go-to. Even holding my coffee cup, I think, is a little bit of a comfort. So we always have coffee brewing at West Pender Middle School, and if I'm having a bad day, we get another pot brewing.